If you've just come on or jumped in, if you've just slipped it in there, I'm Courtney.
Yeah, if you've just slipped it in there, I want to say that wasn't the plan.
That wasn't the plan. I hope you're on birth control.
And that is Courtney Holland.
Talk to me about vasectomies. Let me talk to you about vasectomies.
And I am Emily White.
And I am Courtney Holland.
And thank you for listening to That Wasn't the Plan, your podcast about when life goes haywire, when life goes tits up.
Hey, Emily, how's your day?
My day is okay. It feels a bit stressful to be a Sunday. I wasn't technically working yesterday, but I got about like 25 emails for work.
Cool.
And I saw them coming in, and it's just, I ignored them all day long. And so this morning I had to jump on and kind of read through everything and get myself caught up for the next 2 crazy weeks of work for myself before the Thanksgiving holidays. So not looking forward to it, but I'm looking forward to talking with you today.
Sweet. Yeah. That's all that matters.
How's your weekend going?
Right now? Good. We bought a new set of pots and pans. I have taken the joy of throwing away all of our other pots and pans so that when our roommates cook eggs and leave them burnt on the pan, that's not going to be a thing anymore. Because honestly, that was...
You mean all these little children living in your house?
Yeah, these kids that don't pay rent. We're like so nice to our roommates. We just let them live here. I cook them dinner all the time. I'm asking them all sorts of questions about how they feel. And,
can I come move in with you guys?
You can. You absolutely can.
I love washing dishes, so
I do too. And that's the thing. Like, I've really enjoyed the dishwashing, but when they cook eggs on old pans and they don't really know how to cook them right, you know, like you learn later that you can spray it with an oil or something to keep it from sticking. They don't do that. They just burn the shit out of it and then leave it in the sink. But they do put water on it, but it absolutely does nothing. So then I have to either... I mean, it takes, I would say, a good 10 minutes to scrub, and they're giant pans. So today, Jonathan and I were out looking at a house, and he was like, "You want to go buy new pans?" I was like, "I fucking do." So we did. Yeah. And they're real pretty.
When you are finished cooking the eggs, it develops that egg jerky layer. I like to call it the egg jerky because it's that dried, thin, crispy egg. Yeah.
It's not the dried, hard, crispy. It's soggy. It's like nothing I've ever seen. That's not true. That's dramatic.
Hey, can you hang on a second? Sacagawea needs out of the room.
Oh, bye, Sacagawea, mi amor.
I know. I started talking, and she's like, "Peace out, bitch."
She's like,
"I don't want to. I do not want to listen to your voice for an hour."
See, Paolo's in here, and he's tucked in the bed now because I was moving around a bunch, and he was like, "Ooh."
All right, I just let her out. Knowing her, within 5 minutes, she's going to want back in. So,
of course, knowing her, knowing cats.
Knowing cats.
That tracks.
Yeah. Well, hey, guess what we're going to talk about today? I've got some questions for you. And if you're comfortable.
I gotta stop eating jelly beans. Sorry.
That's cool. I know you've mentioned it in the past on our few episodes, but is it okay that I call you an alcoholic? Is that that I can say you're an alcoholic, or what's the preferred nomenclature for that?
Oh my gosh, there's so many different things, and I honestly, my drug of choice is more. So I apply to all groups. Addict works too. Alcoholic.
All right. How long have you been sober?
If you just want to,
piece of shit.
Just call me trash. Here comes old trash bin. So it's 13 years.
13 years. Oh my God. 13 years sober. That's like 84 dog years and 4,280 hangovers you've successfully avoided. Do you remember what your last hangover felt like? Like,
yes.
Or has your body blocked that trauma?
No, I revisit that. Oh. There's one morning in particular. It was close to the end. It wasn't the actual end, but I woke up in my apartment. I'm on an air mattress there. The night before, my sister and my brother-in-law had left my niece with me, and I was drunk. I was hammered.
How old was she at the time?
She was 3.
Oh boy.
I I have oh my gosh, I've got photographs of us because I kept putting this is so cringy and just makes me wanna die inside. I kept putting on sad songs, songs that made me cry, and I would, like, see how she reacted to them, and I was like, "This is a sad song," and she'd be like, "This is yeah, this makes me heartbroken." Oh my god, I was just, like, feeling so sorry for myself. But, I mean, nothing really bad, but then my sister and Bill came and picked her up. I think I was blacked out at the time because I don't remember them coming to get her, and I woke up the next morning thinking, "They're gonna call me, and they're gonna completely take me out of their life." Like, to
And did they?
babysit? No. They my sister was not oh, that's what they sent me my sister sent me a text message and was like, "Would you come over for dinner tonight?" And I was like, "Here we go. They're gonna tell me they don't want me in Sailor's life," which all of these things appropriate. But that feeling, waking up, that shame, that, my gosh, panic, just doom, no joy, nothing, no hope, that's how it felt to wake up. So it's like those are the moments that I gotta keep close because, no matter like if I relapse, there's gonna be a moment where I'm sober enough to have to go get a drink. So there's gonna be that period of time before I can get that drink in my body that I will like have full understanding of the damage. It's miserable. And I mean, I lived like that for a very long time.
Was that kinda one of your final wake-up calls to say, I need to get into rehab or I
Oh
need
no.
help? No, not even quite
No,
there
I
yet?
my wake up call had happened years before.
Oh, what
Like
was that?
I gosh, I mean, I was in LA when I really started to know that I was an alcoholic and an addict. I mean, I think I knew there was something up with me long before I took a drink or a drug, but I remember the period of time where I was starting to be like, wow, this is yeah, this is definitely alcoholism. This is definitely addiction. And it helped that I had gone to an Al-Anon meeting
Mm.
because my partner was a drug addict. And as I'm there and listening to the stories and reading the handouts, I'm like, oh gosh, I hope my family doesn't ever come to one of these because they're going to think that I'm, an addict, which then I was like, uh oh, you know,
But I am.
but I am. I mean, I used to like to make the joke, I'm not an alcoholic. Alcoholics go to meetings. God. Ugh.
Yeah.
So obnoxious. But yeah, I mean, there were so many times where I woke up and I was like, I'm done. I'm done. And I was never done. And so the way I got sober was I just woke up, went to do the first right thing, which was brush my teeth. And then I went to a meeting and then I went to my job and begged them to change my schedule so I could go to meetings. And then I went to a meeting and then I went home and went to bed. And I never was like, this is it. This is it. Cause that was my sign that it wasn't going to be it, I
Right,
guess.
right. You've mentioned in the past that you totaled your car. I think that was in Los Angeles, is that
Yes, it
right?
was.
Your little black car, and were you
Yeah.
drunk at the time?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And this is actually me. So the
Was
car
that another
was
wake-up call?
I mean, it was just par for the
Or were you
course.
just think
Yeah, I knew what was happening.
okay.
I wasn't like, oh, it was no one like I was blaming no one. Like I knew that I had a problem and I had been going to meetings and then I was using meetings as an excuse to go get drunk. And then I was using, so I had told my job that day, I was like, I mean, it was like 11 o'clock. I was like, hey, I got to go to a meeting. I really got to go to a meeting. And they're like, oh, yeah, okay. I was like, I'm so sorry, but I have to leave. So I left, got my car, went to Trader Joe's, bought a big bottle of vodka because, so I've got my vodka. I'm driving up the windy Hollywood Hills road and I was drunk, hit a curb hard enough that it bent my axle. So the
Oh.
car, because it was old and the foundation of it was just rusted, so that totaled it. I assume they totaled it, but
Were you
anyhow,
still was it drivable still or
no.
no?
The tires
Okay.
were like sideways. It
Oh
was
boy.
crazy. Yeah. So I remember I just sat there and cried for a while and people drove around me. And then a woman, this is so like I forget about this. A woman, yoga, very pretty, fit. I wouldn't say didn't look rich, looked like someone we'd be friends with. She came and got me out of the car. And
Someone clearly wasn't rich.
no, but you know what I mean? Like, she wasn't like Hollywood, woman, like in her white, pants or whatever. She was like, she just looked like someone we'd go to yoga with. But I never went to yoga when I was in LA. So she came and got me out of the car. She had groceries with her. And she somehow told me that she was mute. I forget if she had a sign or so she didn't speak, but she reached into her bag and she comforted me. I think she gave me a hug. And then she reached into her bag and she gave me a strawberry. And I was like, thanks. And I remember I found the remains of the strawberry in the pocket of my car later. And then she left. And I always joke when I tell my story that that was my higher power. And she came and was like, oh boy, I don't even have words. So we're not going to talk, but I'm going to give you this strawberry and just enjoy the strawberry for the moment. You're about to go through some real hard stuff, ma'am, but
So
you're
now
going to
when
be
you see
okay.
strawberries, do you feel a connection with them or anything?
I mean, I thought about getting real into strawberries and getting them tattooed on me and get a strawberry necklace. And then I was like, nah, that's silly. No more tattoos for Cha-Cha. But yeah, so anyway, I ended up giving that car to a gas station because I had a guy. Oh, yeah, So I got a tow truck. He came out as I'm riding with him. I'm like, do you mind if I drink my vodka? And he's like, no. So he had to take me to Hollywood and
Oh
Vine.
boy,
I know.
Courtney.
I know. Took me to Hollywood and Vine to go to the ATM so I could pay him. And he had to drop me off and drive around. So I went and got the cash out. And then I was sitting on the side and I'm like, this would be a good time to call my family. I'm hammered and I'm crying. I'm sobbing. I call them, don't make a whole lot of sense. I'm just like, I'm on the side of the road. I got in a wreck. I'm with a tow truck guy. He's really nice. I got my cash out. I'm going back to my car. And then they were like, what? And then I was like, gotta go. And so anyway, he took me back. He towed my car to the gas station right there down the street from the Hollywood Bowl and dropped me off in my apartment. And I passed out, woke up. I had like a lot of missed calls from my family and a lot of very mean messages, which is not something they really ever did. And my ex-boyfriend showed up and he was like, your family's been calling me. Everybody was so worried. And so,
You just gave your car and kind of walked away and forgot about it. And
well,
you just
initially I was like, let's tow it to this gas station. I'll deal with it later. And then I
right.
went, so later when I went and talked to them, the tow guy was like, yeah, this car's totaled. He was like, this is an older car and you've
Mhm.
literally bent or I say the axle, but the tires, I don't know exactly how it works. So I knew it was done for and I still had like a bunch of stuff in it. So eventually I went to the gas station and got all my stuff out. And they were like, if you think of it, will you just slide the title under the door? And I was like, definitely. And I never did. But who knows where that car ended up. It was a wonderful car. And it was
Yeah, I
given
remember
to
that
me.
car. Yeah, that
It was
black
a
one,
sweet,
right?
yeah, it
Yeah.
was totally given
Yeah.
to me for free. I've been given a lot of cars.
Nice. That's really fortunate.
I need to gift
Right.
some. This is about time I start giving a car.
So how long from when that happened, cuz you didn't go to rehab in LA, you went back to Virginia first, you lived with your sister, you had some problems. How long between when you totaled your car and then before you moved back home? And then I want to ask, once you moved back home, how long was it before you went to rehab for what, the first time?
For the first
Or
time. I've only been to rehab once.
Oh,
One
okay.
I've been, but I knew I was going to move back to Virginia at that point.
Okay.
And so that's when I was houseless for a little while because I also didn't have a car. So I lived with a friend in Culver City and took the bus to work, which was in Santa Monica. And so I knew I was leaving. So I believe that I left LA, I think maybe a month later, if even that. I was not
Okay.
working long because I didn't have a car. Like living in LA without a car, I'd tried it before. It's pretty impossible. So when I went home, I immediately called the rehab and told home. I was living at my parents' house in Northern Virginia, called the rehab, got on the list. And then I was at my parents' house for like 2 weeks, just drunk the whole time because
You knew
it
you
was
were going?
it was such a weird time. Like everyone just kind of let me, I mean, they weren't like supportive of it and it made them very sad to watch it, but like I was going to rehab. So, and I wasn't like destroying things. I was just very sad. And my mom took me to a water park. She thought it would cheer me up. But
Oh,
also
that's
and
so sweet.
I know, just sit in the lazy river, and I was hammered when we went there, and then she also would make me put on that, like, permanent lipstick, the old
Uh-huh.
school permanent lipstick,
The
always.
stuff that was, like, green and then turned
Mhm.
red or
No, no, it was just, like, you get it over the counter. Like, she's been wearing it for years, so
Oh.
I'd be wearing, like, my sweatpants and hadn't showered in days, but I'd have, like, bright lips, and my sister would be like, "Mom made you put lipstick on, didn't she?" I'm like, "Uh-huh." She thinks it's gonna it's a facade.
It
She's got
sure
lipstick on, so
is.
she's doing okay. But
I
I think
know.
eventually my folks were like, "Oh boy, this is getting dark." So my sister brought me back to Blacksburg because that's where the rehab was. And so I think I was
Okay.
at her house for maybe another week. So total, I think it was about 2 months before I checked into
Yeah.
rehab.
And, quick question, was it alcohol and drugs that you were
Oh yeah.
abusing?
Oh yeah.
What
It
kind of
was
what
everything.
when did you start when was your first drink? And when was the first time you ever tried drugs?
Ooh, first drink was I was 9 years old. This is funny. And I don't know if you've seen the movie Poltergeist, but in the
Sure
movie
have.
Poltergeist, yeah, the dad is very stressed out because of all the poltergeists in the house, and he's
I
in
would
his
be.
bedroom. I know, me too. And he's drinking tequila. You remember the part where he drinks the worm and then he kind of turns into a worm? Anyway,
No.
um, but there's just a moment where like he's so stressed out and then he drinks. So I wanted to emulate that moment. And at my parents' at our house, there was a giant plastic vodka on the top of the fridge. My folks were not liquor drinkers at all. This was like leftover from a party. So I remember I got it down, I took it out, and I'm like, "Gluh, gluh, gluh," and I was like, "Wah!" Like screaming, spitting, like how terrifying, right? Like I had
I
no
love that it was
idea.
vodka,
I
your
know,
first
straight up
one.
vodka. And I was
Blech.
like, so I didn't get drunk. I didn't, it scared the shit out of me. I was like, holy smokes. It was my first time to use something to cope with feelings. It didn't work because it scared my pants off, but later on
Maybe that's what its intention was.
yeah. Can you
Like, in
imagine? Like,
retrospect, being like, "Nope, you should have listened to it the first time."
uh-huh.
Right? I
My higher
know.
power is like,
If yeah.
life's going to be hard enough. Don't bring the booze into it. Because
God,
the
if only we
alcohol,
listened to those little
right?
lessons. Right.
That small, soft voice, small, still
Yep.
voice. But that was my first time using alcohol. My first time with drugs was in high school, and I smoked a joint with two other people, and I felt nothing.
Okay.
Pot never really clicked with
Affected
me
you.
because it gave me panic attacks. It made me sit and be like, oh my God, I'm so chill. And inside, I'm like, I'm dying now. And so is
You're
everybody I love.
clawing at
Like,
the walls on the
exactly.
inside.
And yeah, it was miserable. I hate it. I alone, I could smoke pot, but like for the most part, I never really enjoyed it.
Socially, yeah, it's hard for me socially. It
Yeah.
same thing. Just makes me really anxious and I wanna get out of the room. But
Yeah.
if I'm alone, it's okay, but it's yeah, pot's weird.
Yeah, it doesn't
Did
do it.
you drink a lot in high school and college or, like, part of the party
No.
scene or no, not
Mm-mm.
at all? Okay.
I drank in high school for sure, and I would get drunk, and there would be consequences, but it would be the same as everybody else. And then in college, the gift of heartburn kept me from drinking
Ooh.
alcohol because I had to get up early for dance classes, and to wake up with a sour stomach was so miserable to try and dance. I just never drank. We drank on the weekends again, there'd be consequences, but again, everybody else had consequences. So it felt like, and I maybe it was more intense than everybody else. From my perspective, it just seemed like I was doing the same thing as everybody else. So
Right.
yeah,
Yeah. When was the first time you kinda got into hard drugs?
that was, it was working at a job where I was getting too drunk. And so my boss took
Was
me
this in
into the
LA?
bathroom. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think I know who this boss was. Was this
Mm-hmm.
at the post-production house?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And
So
I was too drunk, and they gave me cocaine for the first time. Never done cocaine before. And
so you were clearly impaired and somebody was like, "I think I know how to fix this. Let's give you some cocaine."
well, I think it's because it's worked for them. That's how
They
they
got
would, yeah. So I think they were helping me. They
they
thought they
thought
were
they were
helping me.
helping you.
Yeah, and I don't see it as anything malicious, but I did, mortified the things I did, humiliating, so many, just so I would go into their office the next day and I'd be like, could you please not offer me anything, no drugs,
Good
like,
for
when I'm
you.
yeah, because I was like, because clearly I can't handle it. When I was also trying to cover my ass, I didn't want them to fire me. Clearly, I can't handle it. Like,
Yeah.
I am I could I, oh, man, it's just so they would give me cocaine, and then I'd be like, "I need to have a dance competition with somebody at this party." And so I'd be on the dance floor, like and, I can move, and I would be dancing so hard and just thinking, "I'm blowing them all away." And then I'd get pulled aside again, and they'd be like, "Courtney, you've gotta get your chin and your tongue under control." Because
What
apparently,
does
because
that mean?
sometimes I was doing that while I'm dancing, like, and, so I'd wake up the next morning and I'd have red all around my mouth, like I'd chafed my lips. It was hilarious.
Oh,
Like,
Courtney.
and they'd be like, "Okay, so we're gonna try and not give you drugs anymore," and this would be a work party. This would be us out with clients, and I'm like, "Someone needs to have a dance competition, and it's me." Yeah. Well, and I mean, it was a party place, and
It was a party place.
I couldn't party. I thought I could party, but no, I couldn't party. I just went too hard, too fast, which is pretty much how I do everything, and, I
Is it
would
the social aspect of it all that makes you really anxious, and that is what, I don't know,
sure,
maybe makes you drink or do drugs? Because I know when I'm an introvert, and when I have to be around other people and make conversation, it's very
so
difficult
stressful.
for me. So if I have a drink, that actually opens me up so that I can have these
Yeah.
conversations.
How wide open do you get, Emily?
Well, let me tell you, it's a few times too wide.
That's what I heard.
But I get really fearful and anxious and nervous, and so
For
drink
sure.
either calms me down or helps
Mm,
me converse or whatever, but then after 1, it's a slippery slope because
yeah.
I don't know how it's as soon as I hit 2 drinks, I don't know how to stop. So, was it
Well, and
kind of the same for you at all that it just, it shut down your inhibitions and you
for
felt
sure.
that you can just do whatever you want, you felt comfortable?
Oh, yeah,
Be
absolutely, and
yourself?
then
Yeah.
a lot of it was me trying to cope with the fact that I'd done these humiliating things, and so it was a cycle, but also, for a very long time, I had this hole, and I was trying to fill it with something, just some empty
Mm.
something in me that was so wrong, and, when I finally really started to see the benefits of alcohol and how you can really numb out, that was profound. That's when I was like,
Mm.
"Oh, yeah, I gotta feel like this all the time." So, it was just a terrible combination of worlds colliding, I moved to LA, not the greatest place if you have a the addict, or the addict gene, and then I got depressed, and then things got hard, and then I got embarrassed, and then I missed my family, it was the perfect storm of I didn't even think about not drinking. It was just like, when am I drinking? Because everybody drank. And so in my head at the time, I still thought, I'm still just like everybody else. I'm just super depressed.
Yeah. So was it a wake up thing? Like, wake up, I need a drink, or did you get your day going first and then maybe around lunch, or how was that for you?
In the beginning, it was always at night party. It slowly started to creep into day drinking. And I mean, it was a very like slow process. And then I'd go through periods where I would drink in the morning, have to drink all day. And then I stop and then I drink normally. So it was really confusing. I would think, "Oh, I don't have a problem." I was able to
Right.
not drink in the morning anymore.
So then when you were in LA, you mentioned that you thought that if you didn't get help or you didn't go back home, that you were absolutely going to die.
Oh, for sure. And I believe I was taking the easy way out in my head.
What was
I
that?
remember I was able to disappear from work after they found all my empties. They found my cups filled with vodka and iced tea because somebody told me if you drink vodka and iced tea, it doesn't smell. It's not true to everyone out there. So don't try it. Or you
It
can, but you're gonna smell
doesn't
like booze.
sound very tasty.
And it wasn't, and it didn't matter. Like I drank all the disgusting things to get the buzz. So in order to save face, when my boss called me and was like, "We're so worried about you, Courtney," I was like, "I'm going to rehab." And my sister had been trying to plant that seed for a long time. She kept saying, "You know, Courtney, there is a rehab near me and it's cheap. You could pay for it yourself. You could stay with me until they let you in. You know, it would give you a break. You'd be able to dry out, all that." And I was like, I was slowly warming up to that. And then when that happened with work, I was like, I'm going to rehab. And everyone was like, "Oh, Courtney, oh my God, good for you." And I was like, "Thank you. I'm going." I mean, I make light of my feelings, but I really was desperately just suicidal. I wanted to die, hated myself, you know. And I
Yeah.
just thought, okay, I'll go to rehab. And plus, I get to kind of just like not have to go back to work every day and see these people that are witnessing me just totally set my life ablaze. And I remember I was on the plane and I was like, I'm going to get sober and I'm going to be like really tan and I'm going to get strong. I'm going to go to yoga and I'm going to get really centered. And then I'm going to come back and people are going to be like, oh my God, you
Come
did
back
it.
out to LA.
Oh, yeah. I go
You
back to my
had in
job.
you had intention to come back.
Oh, yeah. Well, my job was like, come back. We want you back. And I was like, I'll be here,
So it was
I
a
was like 30 days.
30-day program?
Oh, yeah.
So what was
And
it like walking into the rehab center your first time? When you walked in and they closed the door behind you and you had to stay for 30
oh,
days.
that was
What was
so
that?
it was pretty it was rough. I was the only female in there and I didn't know this at the time, but the majority of people that go there are court ordered. They're sent there from prison. So a lot of people that are trying to get their kids back are sent there. They've been in prison and then they go to new life right before they get released. So I was the only female at the time, and interesting enough, there was no females working that day. And then we had two guys that came in to speak to us, and they were also not female. So a lot of males, and
Did
they were
that make
also
you feel a little nervous or
for
fearful?
sure. For sure.
Okay.
Because when I went to bed, because it's like a house. It looks like a little house and it's
Oh.
got like a lot of bedrooms. Yeah. It just looks like a house. It doesn't look like a
Did did
hospital or anything.
did you have a lock on your door?
Well, I did, but you're not allowed to use them because they do night checks. So every half an hour, a man would just come into my room, and I'd be like, and he was a local pastor. He was a volunteer, but it was. I remember thinking, um, no one's going to be shocked if I leave here early. No one will blame me if I can't hack it. Like, this is wild. I can't possibly. But I remember thinking, okay, we're just going to go to bed. And I remember the serenity prayers written on everything. So I tried to like use that and it didn't I had no connection to it yet. So I
S-
I stayed though.
You stayed for the 30 days.
I stayed for the 30 days and I gained a lot of weight. Because they feed you, which is amazing. You get fed. We cook the meals and we clean the house and we do all the chores and all of that. And I think I gained like 15 pounds in 30 days, which is a lot. it's I don't even know if it's humanly possible, but nothing fit me anymore when I left. And we went to meetings. I was told to get a sponsor. We had process meetings. Honestly, at the time, the woman that ran it was phenomenal at what she did. She was really better geared towards men out of prison because she was
Okay.
really mean and intense and turns out that's what I needed. I needed tough love,
Uh,
but I didn't know it at the time.
yeah.
So, I mean, I dried out and I was as honest as I could be at that point in my life. And so I thought I was really in it.
Yeah.
Maybe, maybe. And 2 days after I got out, I drank and I was with my sister and I told her I drank and she was like, don't tell your sponsor. I was like, I'm not gonna. I know.
Mhm.
So we were both thinking like, this is temporary, I'll be able to drink again. I think that's what my family really thought, that someday I would be able to drink again. I was just depressed. My life had totally spun out of control. But yeah,
And that you weren't actually an addict, that it was just like a phase you were going through or something. Is that what
I
everyone was
think
possibly thinking?
I think my family thought that. I knew deep down that it
Right.
was real. I knew
Okay.
that I had a, serious problem. But, my
Yeah.
folks, they came to visit me one of the days and you're just nothing but raw feelings. Like to feel again was miserable. And then also no smoking. So I was on withdrawal from that. And also I was off of all my meds, which I don't think they were working anyway. I was on antidepressants, anti-anxiety. So my parents, my mom and my dad and my sister and my niece came. And I remember we sat down and my dad is like, Courtney, can you explain to me how this is not my fault? And I was like,
Oh,
can you help them? I'm not ready for these questions. Like, so I was just not ready. And my poor dad, because in my head, I'm like, of course it's not your fault. Like, this is a disease. This is in me. This was in me long before I took a drink. It was an
um,
adventure for sure.
yeah. Well, I mean, they say that addiction doesn't discriminate, but our society sure does. How
Yeah.
different do you think your story would have been if you weren't a white woman? Do you think
Yeah.
you would have gotten
With
help or possibly handcuffs?
many a time I should have been in handcuffs. I mean, I
Yeah.
can't tell you how many times I was pulled over drunk and they just didn't know. Like my
Really?
headlight would be out. Oh yeah, I was pulled over a lot when I was hammered, and it was for something else, and they never. I don't
I'm
know how.
surprised when you totaled your car, nothing came of that.
I know. Like, how did a? I mean, I didn't hit another car. I just literally hit the curb, so there was no damage on the road. There was no pieces of my car anywhere. But I mean, I certainly did more than my share of things to attempt to get into prison and jail,
Yeah.
and I just didn't get caught. That's all it is. And I'm also white. So
That was my question is white privilege, but white lady
I'm white
privilege
and a
and
female. So
right. Yeah.
yeah.
So, yeah, I'm sure it would have looked a lot different had your skin color been different, had you
Yeah.
been a male as well.
And if I didn't
Um,
have the support of a family, like maybe my bottom would certainly have come sooner.
how long from when you exited rehab and you said you had to drink 2 days later, but until it actually clicked and you got sober?
A year. It was about a
A
year.
year.
Yeah. It was easy not to drink when I was being watched, but the trouble is
Mm,
I was an isolating drinker. I'm also an introvert, and I wanted nothing more than to hide, sneak. That's the good stuff. So, and then the savior for me that I didn't go back out to LA because my boyfriend was like, I'll buy you your ticket. Come on, get back, take a cab to the airport. Because I had gained weight and my vanity was, I was so vain, I couldn't bear the idea of going back. And I wasn't just like pleasantly plump. I looked like the way I felt was now on the outside. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like,
Yep.
you could look at me and be like, wow. Like, one of my sister's friends saw me for the first time and she cried. I was like, yeah, I know. I know. It doesn't look good, does it? I am not carrying it well. But that's really what saved me. Heartburn and vanity are two things. So,
Yeah.
I circled that drain for a year, doing the bare minimum.
What is the one thing about getting sober that nobody warned you about? Like the weird little stuff. Did food taste different? Did you discover that you actually hate some of your friends?
Oh yeah. Um, I I ate a lot of candy in the beginning, and I still do. That was my first sign of addiction, was candy and sugar. Like, I was sneaking boxes of brown sugar into my room, and my mom was like, "Courtney, we let you have sweets." Like, what? They weren't like
Really?
hard. Yeah. Oh yeah. I
Oh,
mean, heavy
interesting.
duty. Yeah. At one point, a little boy, I really wanted these Willy Wonka hearts that he had at his house, and he's like, "All right, I'll let you have them, but I have to see you naked." And I was like, "Yeah, okay, here you go." What? You want to
What
see
the
the back?
fuck? How old?
Oh, I was like 5.
No,
We
how
were
old was he?
he
You
was
said
young
a
too.
little boy.
No, we were both the same age.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And
Now
I
now
didn't
I'm caught up because I'm like,
yeah.
Courtney, you need to like
No, but I just remember being like, "Oh yeah, here you go. What do you want me to what? What?"
anything for that candy.
Oh yeah. And I got my
Oh,
Willy Wonkas, yeah.
I'm the same way. I'm a candy addict. I
Oh my
can't keep it
god.
in the house. I
I
don't
don't
like chocolate. I want the sour
mm,
gummies, stuff like that.
yes.
Okay,
And I was
yeah.
into the sour gummy bears for a while, but right now I'm into tropical jelly
Mm.
beans.
Ooh, yeah.
And I have to empty them first and pull out all the bananas and throw them away because they're disgusting.
Yeah.
And that's against Jesus. So Jelly Belly, if you're listening, take
We
those
need
out.
We need a new candy sponsor on this
Oh my
podcast.
god. If Jelly Belly would get behind us.
Come on.
Jelly Belly,
What is
I'm
it?
worth it.
Who's
Or
the
Haribo. Haribo's good too,
Haribo?
but only the
Mm.
sour gums. I don't like.
Yeah, I like the sours too.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, so good.
I like
But
the
yeah.
all natural food coloring and flavored because that fake stuff is not good for my cancer.
Oh,
Like
gotta
the
bring up your cancer.
the red number
I'm just
40.
kidding.
I know. Every episode talk about my cancer.
No.
By
Get
the way,
over
I
it.
had cancer.
Get over it.
Get a
Get a room with your cancer. Oh, no, that's awful.
So, it was sugar and stuff that you
That
getting sober, you started eating a lot more of that, or was
No, that I did
Oh,
that my whole life. So
okay.
I sidetracked myself.
So I did too.
Sex and dating. But I did not do any of those things for 4 years. And not because I was like, I resist. I resist. At first, just not interested. And then when I got interested, I also learned rejection for the first time. That was really
Yeah.
painful. Because somehow I've been blessed in my life. The 3 big relationships I've been in were men that loved, or people that loved me as much as I loved them. There was never a question. And so I guess I kind of thought, if I like someone, they're gonna like me too, and that's how it works. It's
Yeah.
not.
No.
So that was really hard trying to date. And the first time I had sex sober was not the best. But I had been sober for long enough. I think that I'd been doing so many things already sober, like it wasn't horrible, but sitting across from a stranger trying to have a meal and interacting with them was hell. Fuck that shit.
Really?
Fuck it. Oh my God, it was awful. It just felt awful
'Cause
and
it's small
exhausting.
talk and yeah.
Yes.
So it was
my
better. It was
God.
easier for you to be around people that you knew. So you didn't have to
It was easier for me to be alone. That is that's my
okay.
true love.
Being alone. And look at you now in a house with 6 other people.
Wonderful,
You have
dynamic.
made leaps and strides, my friend.
I don't want to brag.
Leaps and
but
strides.
I am going insane. But yeah, that was the hardest. Those were some of the hardest things.
Yeah. If there's a drunk
sure.
story that people find hilarious, but actually makes you cringe, what is that?
Oh God. I guess it would be when this was early with flip phones, and I had gone out to Musha with folks that we work with, and a fellow showed up, and I was like, I like him. And then I blacked out at that restaurant. And so I woke up the next morning, and I'm assuming I'm in his room because I'm in bed with him, but it looks very lady-ish, very white, like very, yeah. It just, I was like, oh, he's softly okay. But that's okay. Hey. So it turns out that night, another girl I worked with and him were trying to have a threesome with me. And she came and was dancing with me on the dance floor and was kissing me. And I'm sure I was kissing her back. I'm not trying to put it all on her at all. But I was told she initiated, and I was like, okay. So people were taking pictures of us making out on the dance floor. And I know in this day and age, it sounds like, yeah, so. But at that time, for me, that was crazy. And so these people had these pictures of me on their phone making out. And then the 3 of us went back to her house, and they did their darndest to have a threesome with me. And I was just, I was no longer on this earth. And so eventually we went to bed, him and she slept in another room. So we were in her room. So that's why I
Oh,
woke up
I
and
see.
was like, I mean, people thought that was hilarious. And just the
Really?
fact that people had photographs of me blacked out drunk on their phones.
Well, if somebody's listening to this right now and they think that they're at rock bottom, maybe they're like in their car in a parking lot or driving to work, what is the most honest thing you can tell them about your journey?
Oh gosh, it is not easy. It is not easy, but it's so worth it. I never thought I would laugh again, have fun, be funny, fall in love. I didn't think I'd make music I didn't think I'd make art. I just figured without booze and drugs, my life is just an empty hole and I would rather die. And I didn't learn to party until I got sober. Truly. I mean, I've had the most fun in these last 13 years. There's definitely hard stuff, but it is by
And you
far the most profound thing I've ever
Oh,
done.
I love that. And you're fine around alcohol now, or do you have moments where you wake up or is a certain time of day or you're around certain people or in a particular situation where you really wanna drink?
Sure. I mean, I'll have
Yeah,
moments, especially
okay.
when life gets hard and embarrassing things happen, or yeah, not so much embarrassing things, but hard moments, emotions. When my dog died, I was so sure I was going to relapse when she died, because she had
Yeah,
been with me through it all. She saw me at my worst, then she saw me get sober. But I mean, it hurt like hell, but I survived. I went to a meeting. And that's the cool thing about finding a community of people. So you can watch them go through things, and teaches you how to experience life without using drugs or alcohol. One of my dear friends, her boyfriend killed himself in front of her, and she stayed sober. One of my friend's son killed himself. I mean, she's still sober. People caring for their parents, I mean, everything, everything. They've been through it all, and I've been just blessed to be surrounded by people who taught me how to survive immeasurable pain without having to numb out.
and these are
So
all people that you've met through AA?
through AA, yeah.
Yeah,
But there's so many different communities.
right,
There are so many ways for people to get sober. There
right,
are just so many cool opportunities. It doesn't sound cool when you're still out there drinking and using drugs. It doesn't sound
yeah,
cool, but man, there is
yeah.
help out there for
So,
sure.
I wanna ask you, what is the worst thing you've ever done, drunk
Oh
or
my
not drunk?
God. Ooh,
This is your question, by the way.
it is
I'm
my
st
question. Oh boy. Uh, One of the things that sticks out, well, I stole money, period, throughout my drinking and using. But when I was living with my sister, stole, I think it was like $8 out of my niece's piggy bank
Oh,
to buy booze. That's pretty
yeah,
low. I would claim to be the designated driver, and I was always drunk when I would drive my brother-in-law, and my sister out to bars. I mean, there's some other stuff, but I don't want to get into any legal
that
trouble.
no, 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 yeah, no,
Not um, but I've definitely, I stole from clients. I mean, and then I remember when I got into AA and I was only 6 months sober and I was nominated to be the treasurer for our group, and they handed me a shoebox filled with money, and I was like, I I stole money. I've stolen money and one of the women laughed and she goes, "Honey, if you hadn't stolen something, I wouldn't think you're an alcoholic." It- but I stole money from the group, and then I had to make amends to the group about it. And so, unfortunately, removing alcohol and drugs, that's something I'm using to treat the main problem, which is I have a thinking disability and I have you know, impulsive. So, unfortunately, I thought I was gonna get sober and be, honest to Abe. I was gonna have no heartburn. My dad and I's relationship would be completely fixed. I'd be amazing with finances.
yeah,
Um, but that stuff is you gotta work at it. So,
yeah, yeah, addiction is not a moral failure, it is
absolutely
or a
not.
character flaw, it is a disease that hijacks your brain, and
Mhm,
we should be treating it with treatment, not judgment, the same way we would treat diabetes or cancer,
mhm.
right?
I agree. It is a hard thing to do, though, and
Yeah,
what's neat is I now work at the rehab that I went to, New Life. I go there, couple of times a month, and I basically sit with them and take them to a meeting, and I'm judgmental,
mm,
and so I have to struggle with that. I mean, I struggled with the whole disease piece because I just truly thought I'm just a shit person, and I make shit decisions, and I'm selfish, and I don't care about anybody else, and I feel like there were moments where that was truly what I did. I was a bad person, but it was in me long before I started drinking. It's not the problem, it's the symptom to the problem. So,
Mm, yeah.
but yeah, I struggled with that, like the disease piece of it because, you wanna just wring their necks, wring my own neck too, like when they're talking the talk, doing great, everything's wonderful, and then they have been using the whole time and lying, you
Yeah.
know. I did that.
Yeah. If there's somebody out there listening to this right now, what would you say first step, easy step that they can take to either help themselves or help somebody that they know, a friend or loved one or someone that might need help?
Easiest thing to do. You get on your phone, you look up online AA meetings. You
Okay.
go to an online AA meeting. You can there's rules sometimes about keeping your camera on, whatever, but you can do it on your phone and just listen.
You don't have
No,
to
you don't have to
participate.
do anything. You don't have to say, I'm an alcoholic. Just listen. See if
Yeah.
anything resonates with you. And you guaranteed will hear things that you don't resonate with. And I had to learn that because I just thought all meetings were going to be like, oh, and that's not the case. You
I
hear a
went
lot of
to
bullshit.
an online AA meeting with you once.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
I
home to me.
Yeah, yeah, there were definitely some things that did not resonate with me, but
Yeah, right. Well, you know what? We've been trying to find a church around here and to get back into, I just love that spiritual being in a room filled with people. It could be any denomination.
yeah.
It doesn't matter to me. But what I love about AA, it's like church, but everyone's coming in like, hey, I'm a piece of shit. I'm a former piece of shit. I'm doing my best. And sometimes with church, I find there's very oh, we've got everything under control always. We're perfect. So I like the baseline of recovery meetings, but I also
Yeah.
enjoy the church where they got the rock and roll and they got the lights and they got the and that people connect with that
You
and
get a lot of that in the South. We don't
you oh
yeah,
yeah. Oh
we
yeah.
don't get
Oh
that where
yeah.
I'm at.
I think you might. You should go to a local
Actually,
church.
probably. No, thank you.
There are churches that the money they spend on the performative piece of it, like
Yeah.
in this church, they were like, "Oh, and after this sermon, we're gonna have 4 baptisms," and I'm so excited. And I was like, "Oh wow, I wonder if they do that down the hall at something." No, the wooden wall opens up, and there's a pool, and there's people in it getting baptized right there in the wall. I was like, "Oh,
Wow.
we're watching. Here we are." Everyone's naked. Just kidding. No one was naked. They
Darn
were
it.
all
I
fully
would go to
clothed. I
church if everyone was
know.
naked.
They all had shirts on, but no pants. I was like, whoa, you just
They're just out there porky pigging it.
they they're totally just like, it's pretty cold in there, huh, guys? Ay, ay, ay. But yeah, so just see if you hear anything at a especially online. You can go to different ones and you might hear one person that says
Yeah.
something. So then you can message them and be like, hey, I'm questioning whether or not I need to be here. Do you think I could chat with you? And
Yeah.
that's just go and listen. You
Yeah.
don't need to communicate with anybody.
So, before we did this episode, I did have to look up some resources for people. And
Yeah.
I
Oh, great.
feel like we need to share what I found. And please let me know what else you can think of. But online, again, like you just mentioned, the AA online, was that
Hmm.
correct? Yeah.
Yeah. There's if you just type in AA
Hmm.
into the apps on your
Hmm.
phone, AA meeting, it has 2 chairs on it. It's blue. That pops up and that you can download that and it's not going to be like, are you an alcoholic? It doesn't, you can just
Okay.
download it and then you'll be able to look up any meeting anywhere
Yeah.
and online is helpful.
Okay.
So
Yeah. And I found a Reddit community. It's r/stop drinking.
excellent.
I'm not really a Reddit user, so those who are, you'll probably know what that means and how to get into that, but it's r/stop drinking. Another one is the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. You can
Hell
either
yeah.
call or text 988. They're available 24/7.
Yep.
And then there's the SAMHSA National Helpline at
Hmm.
1-800-662-4357. It is free, confidential, 24/7 treatment referral service.
So great.
And then there's a crisis text line. You can text home to 741741. Again, text home, HOME, to 741741.
I like
And
that.
yeah, and like you mentioned, Courtney mentioned AA meetings at AA.org or meeting guide app for local meetings. You can go to Smart Recovery, which is
Mhm,
smartrecovery.org. That's science-based addiction recovery.
mhm.
And then there's Al-Anon and Alateen at al-anon.org. That's for families and friends of alcoholics. And are all these basically, if somebody's suffering from drug addiction too, they can go to these, or do you know of
Absolutely.
any different?
Well, Narcotics Anonymous,
Right.
is
Okay.
also a community of, but again, there's just endless communities.
Yeah.
So it doesn't, I know people kind of get caught up in the wordage nowadays. Like I know a lot of folks, like substance use disorder is, a way people have been identifying themselves at meetings. So you don't have to say you're an alcoholic. You don't have to say anything. But there are, and like Smart Recovery, I know a lot of folks that went through Smart Recovery. All of those, I've called that hotline, the suicide hotline. They are all, people are just looking to help. So the most important thing I think for anyone who's sitting in misery right now is just go and listen. Open
Yeah.
your ears.
Yeah. And you can always reach out to us too, because
Absolutely.
we check our socials. Our Instagram handle is that wasn't the plan underscore podcast. You can always email us at that
Mhm.
wasn't the plan pod at gmail.com, or you can find us online at that wasn't the plan.com. Um,
And I'm
and
happy to answer any questions anyone might have.
yeah,
Please reach out. I'm happy to help in
yeah,
any way. So please
yeah.
utilize me,
Courtney's open
use
for
me.
business.
That's actually my voice. My voice is this. Oh crap, I can't.
It's a good face too.
Oh yeah. When I Oh my god. So you must know, I got pulled over and I got my car impounded because I didn't have a license, when they pulled me over. I was
Courtney
drunk at the time.
Holland.
This was
Oh,
this
this
was back in the days. Yeah, no,
I
no.
thought
Oh
this
Lord.
was recent. I was
I'd be
like,
like,
"Oh,
"Guys, it gets better, but not
where are you
really."
going? Where are you
No, I, was driving drunk to work. They pulled me over. I didn't have a license, so they looked me up in the Virginia, and Virginia was like, "She's never had a license with us." So they impounded my car. Long story short, in order to get my car out of impoundment, I had to get a license. And so I had to take a cab to the DMV, and I had to take a test, and I had to get my picture taken. And it was like at 9 in the morning. And when I woke up, I was like, well, I don't have to drive, so I'll drink. So I was drunk at the DMV doing my driving test, also getting my photo taken, hammered.
what the fuck? No one
So,
picked
and
up on
sadly,
it?
I lost that license. Nope. But it's a picture of me and I just look drunk. This world is so crazy.
Oh my god.
Yeah, awful.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
was crying about all this. Like I laugh about them now because it's funny, but in the moment, I was desperately just, I,
yeah.
hated myself. But you gotta laugh.
You got
You
I
gotta laugh.
well, honestly, that's the only way to get through life
It really is. It
is
is
to
the
laugh at
best
yourself.
way. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
humor is so important when
One
you're
hundo.
when shit goes sideways and that wasn't the plan.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
certainly wasn't the plan for me to be an alcoholic and an addict.
Yeah.
However, the plan that I had would have pales in comparison to the life I'm living now.
Mm,
So, my plan was to continue to drink and use until I died. And I was like, yeah, that's what
yeah.
I want. That's going to be
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
And I mean, had I gotten the things that I really wanted, the plan that I had really set out for myself, I would have shortchanged myself. But I'm so grateful. I'm grateful to talk about all of this today because
Yeah.
that keeps me sober. Like I've thought about things I haven't thought about in a long time. And that's why I go to meetings, is because I am able to share about where I'm at now. And then I am able to meet someone who's new in the program, and it reminds me of what that's like and how I would like not to go back there.
Courtney, thank you for sharing your beautiful story today. And I hope anybody that's listening out there, if you feel like you need help or you want to reach out, please do so.
Yep.
Go to
Please.
those resources, reach out to us, reach out to Courtney. She'll answer
I'm here.
questions. Well, I think we've done it again.
Knocked it out of the park. Knocked it out of
Yeah.
the park. Absolute.
Well, yeah. Wanted to thank everybody for listening to That Wasn't the Plan. And until next time, bye.
Bye.